I would like to revise and extend my remarks from a recent video when I concluded it by saying that if Hillary Clinton wins the election, Obamacare will be the end of the republic. And in general, I still think it's true. I want to make sure, though, that it's clear that it's not impossible for us to pull back from that point. It's just extremely unlikely, I think, because the Democrats will be empowered to be even more confident than they were in 2009 when President Obama made clear to the Republicans by saying, "I won," that he didn't think he had to compromise with Republicans anymore, that he had a mandate to ignore what the Republicans had to say. And I'll illustrate this by telling you what I think should happen with Obamacare. The New York Times, when it was reporting on all the terrible things that are happening with Obamacare, made the reporter, quote unquote reporter, made a remark about the fact that whichever candidate gets the presidency, they will have to fix Obamacare. Now, to get that fixed, they're going to have, unless the Republicans lose all but 39 seats in the Senate, they're going to have, all but 40 votes in the Senate, seats in the Senate. They're going to have Republican senators supporting whatever fixes they create. And I think the first and most important fix is we have to grandfather people in for their pre-existing conditions and then shut it down. Why do I say that? If it is true that people who now have no insurance and have a terrible disease under a normal free market for insurance would have a big problem, because they're not a risk, they're a liability. And that means it's like the house burning. If the house is burning and you need homeowners insurance to pay for the repairs, it's too late to get anyone to do it for you at a cost that's, less than the cost of the repairs, because it's 100% certainty that you're going to make a claim, a big claim. So why would they insure you? They shouldn't. It's foolish. And sick people shouldn't be able to get insurance at the same rate as healthy people. But I know that's not a viable solution. And everybody loves the fact that the pre-existing conditions are taken care of. Well, not everybody, but people who aren't concerned about the moral hazard are okay with the pre-existing conditions being taken care of. So I think the fix for Obamacare would be to say, yes, this year, or maybe within the next 2 years if you want to be really generous, within the next 2 years, you can buy insurance at the same rate as if you're not, if you don't have a previous condition. But after that point, you can't anymore. The only way to guarantee that you don't end up having to pay through the nose for insurance because of a pre-existing condition is to have insurance while you're healthy and keep it until you get sick. You have to pay your premiums and keep your insurance in effect, with COBRA and all of that, whatever. Follow the rules, keep yourself insured, stay in the system, and that's how the insurance system can be made sustainable. But who believes that the Democrats would allow the Republicans to put that provision in without screaming to high heaven that they are actually trying to kill children? Especially if they win the election with all the news out there about how terrible Obamacare is. Why would they believe that anybody cares to come up with a compromise like that? So I feel like what's going to happen if Hillary wins the election, and particularly if she wins it easily, is that they're going to be confident that they don't have to compromise with reason, that they don't have to be reasonable, that they don't have to be careful about the facts. They don't have to be honest about moral hazard. And that's why I believe that the ratchet of socialism, if Hillary wins, will just click many steps forward before we have an opportunity to try to pull it back. And that's why I feel like a vote for Hillary, a vote for anyone other than Trump, is a vote to ratchet this country more quickly down the road toward the cliff of socialism and away from the Constitution that should have prevented the federal government from doing this horrible thing to the people in the first place. But the Constitution is under assault. Liberty is under assault. And only by voting for Trump can we really have a significant chance to defend it successfully, short of some eventual revolution. I hope we can do this now through the political process by voting for Trump.